can see Alan Grice is pitted. I think he'd be in no mood to do any driving for a moment or two after being caught down in the bunker. David Hobbs, of course, takes over the car at a critical point of the race. He settles into the car and gets pictures from the laps out now. A number of laps, and then perhaps for our American viewers taking it out telecast on the CBS network, an opportunity for David Hobbs, commentator, to also be race car driver. Getting going. So we might follow this just to have a look at the rotation lap for David Hobbs. Jimmy Money hasn't been out there just taking the car over.
Being still in motion.
Bit of surf and turf for the BMW today.
Clouds go
David Hobbs has taken over the car. He's made all the adjustments to the mirror, seating position. There we can follow the car going up into GTX bed, right-hander. David Hobbs, a vastly experienced driver of the BMW American. He made mention of his broadcasting ability with CBS network in the United States. Alan Jones,
could it be the star's reflection? Tiny sparks in one great velvet sky. Perfect in our imperfection. As satellites go by.
The practice they had, it was blustery and blowy, and then of course qualifying yesterday and practice in the rain. Well, that's the scene. David Hobbs has taken over the United States on the CBS network.
Burning to the depths.
CBS Motorsport.
Tender of connections in a single breath.
I'm watching your line. I'm the new boy here in BATHURST.
In a single breath. Could it be the star's reflection? Tiny sparks in one great velvet sky. Perfect in our imperfection. As satellites go by.
A lot of ground on those slower cars now.
What are we anyway? But stars that year-old carbon, bodies from the dust of souls that went before us, of souls that went before us, souls that went before us. What are we anyway? But stars that year-old carbon, bodies from the dust.
As you can see, he's been really using the draft. American viewers will understand that fully who used to watching NASCAR racing. But they're both catching up with that gaggle of cars in front. These are all quite fast cars. These aren't the slower back markers. These are guys that Alan's having to work hard to get by. Because the next car in line is one of those Ford Falcons, which has got
Tiny spark
another 100 horsepower. You can see
in
the
one great velvet sky.
Those two cars
Perfect
in front of him are a couple of Fords, which initially offered the company a shootout acceleration.
Perfection.
Extraneous traffic on the circuit.
Well, it's very bad. I said earlier on in the broadcast when I was out in the car, I don't know if you've got it or not, but more like an obstacle course than a race course. Because that damn truck keeps coming out. And as Fitzpatrick said earlier, you know, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You can't leave.
And one person's taken us out. They're trying to tow him out to get him out of the what looked like quicksand. Can you still hear us, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go. I know you're pretty busy. Let's try and get it back on the road. Good luck for the remainder of the race.
Well, Alan Grice, in the pits here, a little recovered from it as it were, being caught in the sand. Let's just talk to you, though, Alan. It could be that in all the confusion of the stop after you were caught in the sand, that they may have not had connected the clip. I know there was some concern by Frank Garner that he wasn't plugged in, probably maybe you can't hear.
Yes, that's
If they only knew what makes us human.
Yes, there are a lot of folks out today. Just about everybody is having to get away from those rocks because they're very sharp. It's funny, on some circuits, run over rocks is not much of a problem because they're the soft type, but here in Bathurst they're very granity type rock and you've got to keep well away from them. You can puncture very easily. Although I don't need rocks and punctures to get into trouble. I can do that by myself, no problem.
The line you have to take is really upset by cars in front. We saw there how they've had to take a very curious line.
Two sides of a coin for air or spin. Turn and swim if they only knew what makes us human. If they only knew what makes us human.
Track's blocked.
One of the Recar team cars, we have an absolute blocked track at the top of the net.
I can hear you, Mike. There's plenty of confusion up here. There's
Can you explain?
missiles running everywhere. I just started up. I thought they wanted me to. I'm just going to turn off again. So I was able to get on the brakes and also get my arm out the window and slow some of the other cars.
What
There's
runs?
KB limping back, obviously.
Alan, can you come back?
So Kevin Bartlett is involved as well in car 9.
They just want me to move back.
Another driver there. A number of people being helped out. There are a few of them seem to be slightly injured. You can see there as they're being helped back.
You okay?
That's in the crowd. People shocked by the confusion of the scene there. The track is completely blocked. We have Alan Grice in car 44 talking there.
No worries, mate. How's your leg, all right?
Huh?
How's your leg?
I think I broke something in the hip.
A bit of a bump on the hip.
Yeah, I braced myself.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Bartlett, of course, has an artificial hip joint from a previous accident in Alola. He suffered an accident in New Zealand. Thinks he may have broken the joint in his hip.
KB's okay. He said he's bruised his hip on the hip brace in his car. There wasn't a great deal of activity trying to get people out of motor cars, so I can only assume that they've all safely got out.
Dick Johnson, the winner of the 1981 James Hardy 1000 Classic. Well, it's been a day of jubilee as far as jubilation, I should say, as far as Dick Johnson is concerned. But one team manager who thought they were in there with a big shot for 6th place was Frank Gardner, the manager of the JPS team, and he's trackside at the moment with Gary Wilkinson.